Southport Square residents. This is your Executive Director, Brian Hess, with another episode of Around the Square. So hopefully everybody is enjoying some average weather this week.
Oh,
We
it's
went
gorgeous.
really cold, and then we
Yeah.
kind of got back into that sweet spot. So we're in that like wonderful Florida wintry, feel.
Give me 75 degrees
goodness.
anytime.
Every single day of the year,
Yeah.
we'd be good with this,
Beautiful.
right? So it's wonderful. So anyway, quick COVID update. So there hasn't been any changes from the Department of Health in their reporting since the last week. So they roll out every 2 weeks a new report. We're still under that same reporting percentage. So the state currently is showing 17.3%, and Charlotte County is at 16.4%. The CDC is still showing our community level as medium or yellow. It's the color yellow on their website, but it's medium right now by the CDC in Charlotte County. And the community transmission levels, which are used by healthcare centers and hospitals, is red or high, which means that there's a pretty high percentage of transmission taking place within the Charlotte County area right now. So that's where we sit as far as the county and the state. Here on our campus, we currently have 2 positive residents, one in our skilled nursing, one in our independent living, and we have no positive staff members. So not too terrible given the fact that our positivity percentage in the county is over 15% right now. So pretty good numbers where we're sitting. We'll continue to monitor. We really haven't, changed any policies or procedures as far as COVID or masks or anything like that. I don't anticipate any changes, but we are going to continue to monitor the levels of COVID positivity. And for your sake, just be aware. And if you do have any type of health concerns that would put you at risk from COVID standpoint, you might want to take some additional precautions based on the percentage of positivity in the county currently. Blue Team update, no changes since the last week. We are still working with the insurance carrier to get the final sign off. There are some additional work items that are being taken care of by the Blue Team right now. Some of the common area spaces in Gables East are being addressed so that we can continue with our renovation. We also will be working through the salon here in about a little over a week. We're going to have the salon mitigation work performed as well. So that'll be coming up in the future. Otherwise, no new news on the resident apartments getting addressed and or the windows in the lanais. I am very hopeful that by the end of January, we'll have the final approvals and we'll be able to have all of the scheduling in place and let you know kind of where we're at. That's my goal. That's what I'm hopeful for at this point. Our landscaping company is still working through their design for the campus. They have had an arborist here on site a couple of days now and looking at different areas that we need to put trees back in. I've given them some direction for adding some color across the campus and making some things that will hopefully spruce it up and be a little different and nicer here. So we have the opportunity, instead of putting all the plants back as they were, to maybe do some things that will enhance the look on our campus, and that's what we're looking to do at this point. So as we get that progress and we get some final plans in place, I'll be able to maybe show you all what it's going to look like once we get through the initial review and approval process. The Gables East renovations progressing fairly nicely. They're working. The 5th floor, 4th floor, 3rd floor, and 2nd floor all have work being performed on them currently. I did hear that the carpeting is scheduled to be delivered next week, so it will be coming in here very soon, and then they will start laying that carpet. So that'll be a good thing. Once we get the carpet in, I think it'll start to feel a lot better. We are still waiting on that furniture, which has an estimated delivery date somewhere in the June timeframe. So they'll be looking at the construction wrapping up the middle of March or so, and then furniture being delivered in June. And then we'll be fully complete with the project. I will be very excited when that is behind us, and we've got a beautiful building over there. Also, just wanted to remind you all, I think I shared this last week, Kelly McThenia is our new Assisted Living and Memory Care Director. She will be coming on board with us here by the end of this month. So we have had an interim assisted living director over there that has been covering for us, and she's been doing an excellent job. But it would be really nice to get our final permanent placement here, and Kelly's coming to us from Texas. She was also previously in California working. So really excited to get her here and get her started. Once she is here, I'll make sure that we get proper introductions out to y'all and get her to the coffee chats and resident council so you can meet them as well. And the last update that I have the pool air conditioning system is coming along. We do anticipate that probably within the next 2 months or so, we will see that being delivered here, and we'll be able to get the install. So we continue to work with the manufacturer, making sure that we're getting updates, but we're getting close to that total 6-month wrap up of the project. So our goal is to make sure we have that in there before the end of the winter, the cooler months. So as it starts to get warmed up again, we can keep the temperature maintained in there a little bit better. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Around the Square.
Me neither. So this is my idea of a book signing event, and if you go somewhere else like the Copperfish or somewhere and they do it differently, well, that's okay. That's the way they want to do it. I'm going to do it my way, which is the way I do most things. So that takes me to the way I did this book. I don't have any official art training or writing training. I'm a theologian and an accountant and a homeless advocate. But when I retired from those endeavors, I decided, just for the fun of it, to take up art. Started out with watercolor, and then I moved through all the mediums of colored pencil, acrylic, ink, and soon to be oil paint. I haven't dipped my toes in that yet. It scares the bejeebers out of me. So, but all of this was for fun. I've just experimented with all sorts of backgrounds that my medium is on. So before I talk about the specifics in the book, I want to share a little bit about my art with you, because the art is the foundation for the book. So this first one is watercolor on wood, on a wood panel. That's all it is. And then I put ribbon and grasses. And the inspiration for this painting was, we were on a safari, photo safari in South Africa, and we saw a mother leopard who was hiding in the grass, and our guide said that she had cubs nearby, and she was hiding until we passed by. So this is my idea of a piece of art. Just fun, a lot of fun. There's fabric in there. If you look closely, you'll see it's leopard colored. So there's leopard fabric in there to represent the mama leopard. This is in my book, and I'll be getting to that. This one is just clouds. This was colored pencil on hard, thick paper. That's all it is colored pencil. Excuse me. This one is a combination of, and I'm never sure which way it goes. I'm a left-handed person, and a lot of what I do is upside down. You can do it, you can flip it, and it still looks like something. So this way, it looks like a field approaching water. Okay, this is the way I really intended it to be, and it's a pathway again to the ocean, with the emphasis on the pathway. And this was done with metallics and watercolors and colored pencils, all kinds of stuff that I just played with. This is in the book. This one represents Prince Edward Island. How many of you, if any of you have been to Prince Edward Island, you go all the way out to the furthest point, and you can see the sandbar. And there were seagulls way out in the distance when we were there. And I paint for my photos. I don't paint in the field, because believe me, it would not look like this if I painted in the field. I can't do it. So I paint for my photos. So again, which way does it go? I just noticed that about that one too. So this is on linen, and y'all are welcome to come up afterwards and touch and feel and pick up. I want all of my art to be approachable. So this is linen, and then I put a fixative over it to set the watercolor in. So that's Prince Edward Island in the book. This one I just called Storm. I love water. I was teaching a how to paint water class in my local watercolor society. So I was practicing how to paint water of all nature, of all sorts, with all moods. And this is actually acrylic paint. And it doesn't have glass. I tried not to put glass over my work so you can actually touch it. So there's one less layer between you and the art. And then finally, this one, I did put glass over because this was just really weak watercolor paper, and this is a metallic watercolor. And this is simply called Rain. I thought how fun it would be to try to paint rain. How do you do that? So this was my experiment. I was happy with it, so I framed it. Put glass over it for posterity, so there's a little bit of rain. One final thought before I go into the readings is I learned two very important things from my parents, both who died within 13 days of each other 9 years ago. My dad believed in nature, the power of nature. Now, he was a chemical engineer, so he was a scientist, but he also believed firmly that nature heals and nature is a gift from God. My mother always used to say, Geraldine, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the reason she said that to me in particular was because I was one of these people. I'm still one of these people. So, you know, I didn't get that until recently. Oh, she was telling me I should be drawing instead of talking. Is that what she meant? So a picture is really worth 1,000 words. But in my book, I've offered the picture, and I've offered maybe a maximum of 100 words for each picture, and it's up to you to come up with the other 900. Okay, so first thing I'll do is read my opening message, and it's only a part of it. I'm not going to read all of it. It's very, very few words though, because I use big type, double spaced. When I paint, I abandon all else and enter into a world of lines and color. My mind goes calm, and I often gain insight into whatever is troubling me. I hope that by looking at my art and listening to the universe as you perceive the universe to be, you will gain insight into the world you live in. My hope is that as you turn the pages, you will be inspired to not only answer my philosophical questions, but to discover your own questions and answers. This is meant to be a journal for personal discovery through meditation. Meditation has been described as a way to listen to what the universe has to tell you. My prompts through art are a springboard in that process.
She likes to read.
You want me to inscribe something to her? What's the name?
Tammy. Yeah.
Tammy.
Gift from Don Ball
With a Y?
with an I.
Oh,
Yeah, I just think she might.
I'm gonna run up and get my money. Okay.
You'll be here one.
I probably will be, yes.
And I came here.
Or she'll send Chester to
Yeah.
the door. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, now that I know your name. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to buy things for adult children.
Mhm.
And, especially
Oh,
for
it's a
our
beautiful gift.
Oh, it's
It
a
really is.
Yeah,
I mean,
for an
this is
in-law,
a
you
really
know.
beautiful gift.
Pictures and words help you on your journey.
Yes, she needs it.
Hello, everyone with Around the Square. Today I'm with Jerry DeWitt. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Dawn.
Now, Jerry, you just did a book signing.
Yeah,
And first of all, congratulations. It's a very beautiful book.
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this book.
Well, it's meant to be a journal.
Mm-hmm.
It presents as an art book. It's based on 10 years of art, 52 paintings in all in the book. And as I look at my art, I often think of the representation, not the realism of the painting, because I never paint realistically, I paint metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
And when I study my own art, I see metaphors in life for things that happen in life. And so it becomes a journey of the mind when I look at my own art. When I create the art, it's also a journey of discovery of usually I start out with shapes, colors, and before I know it, there's an actual picture, much to my surprise, based on our travels and on some of my photos from our travels. And the sum of all the parts always amazes me and inspires me to keep going. So this book is just a natural progression of that journey.
Oh, I am so happy for you. It's beautiful and it's well done, actually.
Thank you.
I'm going to show one that just struck out to me is this pink bird. I don't know, a spoonbill, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it can be a spoonbill if that's what you see.
And you've titled it Fishing because that's what the bird is doing. Now, the quotes or the meditation exercises, basically. So the objective for this, what I'm extracting from this book is you reflect on the picture and then you interpret it in your own way.
Yes.
And you use the quote as a meditation prompt.
That's correct. It's
Okay.
what my words are meant to be a springboard for the reader to launch from into their own thoughts
Oh, okay.
about what this represents to them. If I may read the
Yes, absolutely.
the meditation below fishing is, it's there. You just have to find it. What are you looking for? So my concept is that can be an instant thought, or somebody can think about that. I call it meditation. Just thinking about that concept. What are you looking for? Think about that off and on over the day, over the week, over the instant, and write your thought. And if you write a thought today and you look at this again tomorrow, you're going to have a different thought perhaps.
Right.
So fill this journal page with your thoughts about what on earth you're looking for in life.
Right, because your immediate answer is, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
but then,
fish.
but then, well, that's what the bird is looking for. We know that's the starting point.
No, but every day, yeah, I see your
Yes.
point. That's actually a
Yes.
really nice,
Yes.
relaxing, get to know yourself and question some of the things that you do. Now,
Yes.
what out of all the pictures in this book of 52 pictures,
Mhm.
do you have a favorite?
I do.
Well,
Yes.
let's see. Which one is
Well,
your favorite?
I put him first because he is my favorite, starting with on the cover.
I love the cow. Yeah, I was telling everyone that I was talking with the cow is
Yes.
adorable.
Yes, he is actually a Scottish Highlander,
Oh.
and they are bred in cold places, starting in Scotland. And when we lived in Western Maryland, there was a herd of them there.
Mm.
And they are specially adapted to cold weather. And I was very taken with these bulls that I saw in, in our area. And then I saw one, a really good photo of one on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to that person who took the photo and asked, could I take the liberty of interpreting that photo using my art? And he said, yes, absolutely. So I used colored pencils that were based in oil, and I used a real heavy pocked paper, and there's about 20 layers to create that fur.
Oh.
And so the original actually comes off the page at you. He's really three-dimensional, and it was
Oh.
just done with colored pencil. But that's only step one. Step two is, why do I do that? What does that mean?
Mhm.
And in this case, I chose to assign the concept, the method of living, if you will, adapt. because here in this community that resonates with me.
Mhm.
We are constantly adapting.
Oh yeah.
And so the meditation related to this Scottish Highlander and adaptation is our environment can seemingly dictate who we are, but we can choose to adapt and be who we want to be. Scottish Highlander, this one, fur and maybe attitude protect him from the cold. He has adapted to survive. What adaptations would help you? So that's my favorite.
Yeah, and what an interesting thing to think about. Honestly, you know, are we just a product of our environment? How do you adapt to become that
Something else.
Adapt to that environment. Yeah. Wow. And I have seen both of you are adapting very well, and so is Martin. Martin is even adapting very well to this atmosphere.
I don't know about that, but we try.
Well, I thank you so much. It looked like it was very successful.
I
Your
felt so.
book signing. It was a lot of a good audience. People were very engaged, and you had quite a few people that purchased your book.
Yes.
Now, for residents that are watching and they didn't get a chance to see all of the show, I'm going to put highlights of your presentation on Around the Square. But for residents that did not get a chance to come to the signing, how would they be able to get in touch with you if they would like a copy of this book?
Well, we're in the directory. We're on 5th floor, C503. I almost forgot where I live. C503. And I'm in the directory. They can call or email me of their interest. And I have mailers on hand if they want to mail one to a grandchild or their own, their adult children. The mailers work well for that, and that's just part of my offering with the book. And a pen to remind people it's okay to write in this particular book.
Right, you can go ahead and scribble away, right? Yeah.
Right.
I've actually had one of the residents that bought the book from you today with the mailer. She walked right into my office, and I put the postage on it for her, and she mailed it right out.
Very good.
So instant.
Yes. It's $3.45, I think it was.
Yeah, it was $3.49.
$3.49.
Yeah, for media mail.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's low cost. The book is $35.
Is this your first book that you've published?
It is, yes.
Aww.
I've written newsletters in my previous life,
Right.
that were published to the community, but I've never actually written my own book.
Wow.
So this was a first.
Wow. And what a poignant book it is, huh?
Thank you.
It's
been well received, and I appreciate.
Yeah, it's
the
definitely a work
enthusiasm.
of love, and I just think it's pretty neat. Have you always wanted to write a book?
Always, yes. Many of my friends, my best friend who's deceased now, one of the last things she said to me was, "Jerry, you have to write a book."
Oh,
She wasn't thinking about my art. She was thinking about my life. 'Cause
Right.
She knew all the down and dirty details.
Imagine what those pictures would look like.
And
huh?
I'm not writing that book.
Those
No.
pictures would have to be censored.
Yeah, I'm not writing that book. In fact, her dog Trixie is in the book.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Trixie is in the book.
Well, I can't wait to look through it all throughout the year, and it actually would be a good thing to keep around for many years because you can go back to those to that month or that one particular picture and just reflect back on the ones that you like.
Yes, and see how differently you think about it a few days or a year later.
Yeah.
Something completely different will come to mind.
Well, thank you so
All
much.
right, thank
Now,
you.
everyone, if you want your autographed copy from Jerry DeWitt, this is mine, and she personalized it for me as a gift at the holiday time, which I really appreciate. I am going to deface this, and I'm going to put holes in it so I can hang it in my office so it can stand like a calendar.
Very good.
But I
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you
very
very
beautifully done.
Thank you. I really appreciate your
All right.
kind words.
Every day today, so whatever you've got to do.
and a peck and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck and a barrel and a heap, a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you, about you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck, you bet your pretty neck I do. A doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle. Second verse. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, though you make my heart a wreck, you make my heart a wreck, and you make my life a mess, you make my life a mess, yes, a mess of happiness about you, about you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck, you bet your pretty neck I do. A doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle, doodle-doodle-doodle. Bum, bum. Okay. My dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, so I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I'll always love you and make you happy. If you will only say the same. But if you leave me to love another, you'll regret it all someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You told me once, dear, you really loved me, and no one else could come between. But now you've left me and love another. You have shattered all my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. La, la, la.
Wow. So Jerry, what are you doing, hun?
Oh, well, I'm getting a little workout here at the Spa and Fitness Center at Southport Square. What are you doing?
Well, I am too sore from working out to join you in that activity. But what brings you onto this machine here?
Well, so first I want to go back a step. Are you maintaining your New Year's resolution and getting in shape, Dawn?
I am.
Good job. Good
I
job.
am. Yeah,
Good job.
round is a shape.
It's a beautiful shape.
It is. I'm just going to embrace it.
There you go.
No,
So-
but yeah, I am adhering to that.
So I'm in here at the Spa and Fitness Center. A class had just ended, and so I was looking at the equipment, and we've been talking about slips, trips, and falls, tripping with Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And so it brought me back in here. Look, I'm getting short of breath already. I'm talking. And I'm thinking about what our options are here and all the things that people probably take for granted here. So a big part of preventing falls is being in shape, having good balance, strength, and endurance. So getting in shape is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so there's lots of options in here. There's classes. There's lots of equipment. We have somebody dedicated over here working, walking,
Yeah.
and all abilities here to work all aspects of your body, and also a balance testing machine.
Yeah, that balance machine, that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So it's a reminder to everybody of the things that are here. I mean, right here, connected to this is the Aqua Center, where there's classes, water volleyball, things to get busy, get active, to be at the optimum shape that you can be in. So this is my tip for the week, is see what's available to you and get to working.
Yep, get to working. And one thing I want to point out is everyone comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yes.
And you are what I would call a micro-human. And I don't mean that in any disrespect, my Jerry.
I'm short.
Yeah, you're short. And you had to move that machine.
All the way.
So all of these machines are adjustable.
Yep. Yep.
They can look intimidating.
Yep.
But just show how easy it was to make that chair go back or forward. Yep, just a little lever, and that's it.
You don't want to do this.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you're seating on, you're placing yourself on there properly, because if you're using the equipment incorrectly, you can hurt yourself.
Correct.
So it's a good idea, if you're unsure, to get with Smita,
Yep.
come to one of the exercise classes, get some tips.
You know, even if it was never been your thing, maybe it's not everybody's thing.
Right.
But this is a nice, safe, friendly atmosphere to get to know. There's lots of residents that come here on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think if you're not taking advantage of it, it might be a missed opportunity for some folks.
Absolutely.
When you talked about my micro size, when I was in grade school, the lunch lady called me Shorty. So,
Oh, and it just stuck.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And either by size, you had to sit, in the front row because it was like the shorter people.
yeah,
It was
you were
either-
always in the front.
Well, it was either by size or your last name, and my last name was Alexander, so no matter what,
You were always front and center.
it's probably why I'm so shy and quiet.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's
that's
probably part of
exactly
it.
what contributed
Yep.
to your shyness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so one other thing, everybody, we are having tomorrow at 2:00 in the Innovative Home Service office, our first caregiver support group. This first one is just gonna be a meet and greet, see who's interested, get some ideas of some things we're looking for, and hope to see some folks there.
Yeah, good. I hope that goes successful for you. And you know what works as a really good stress relief, as a caregiver, if you're a caregiver? Taking an hour off and just coming and doing something for yourself, whether that
Correct.
is to go to the store or go work out, get some of that stress.
Beautiful walk on the campus.
Absolutely, and you get some exercise, you have some me time, invest
Yep.
in yourself.
Very much so, very much so.
All right, Jerry, well, I wish you much success on that support group, and keep moving. Nobody told you to stop. Let's go. Get moving, lady. Hustle, hustle, hustle. No pain.
No gain.
That's right.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Around the Square, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, Brian,
Yes.
I have a joke for you.
All right, we need to come up with like a name of our joke segment, like Jokes with Dawn and Brian, or like, I don't know, it's something.
Well,
we have to come up with a name for it, right? It's a segment we do
I
each
like to
week.
call it the really bad joke segment.
All right, that works. All right, I'm good with that one. So
Well,
very fitting.
this week's really bad joke.
All right.
On Monday evening, I get a phone call about 10 o'clock at night
Okay.
from Carrie Kibbe, giggling.
Okay.
A giggling Carrie Kibbe, and she says to me, What sounds like a sneeze and is made of leather?
I have no clue.
A shoe.
A shoot. Okay.
And then she hung up on me.
All right. Hey,
A shoe.
I guess that works. It does. A shoe.
A shoe.
A shoe.
And
Man.
that. And thank you for watching.
Seriously.
Bad jokes with
Yeah.
Dawn and Brian.
I think Carrie needs a hobby, a good hobby.
Yes, and somebody take her phone away after 10 p.m.
All right. Well, Carrie, thank you for submitting a wonderful bad joke this week. And excuse me while I. Achoo! All right. I'm good to go.
Tie your sneeze.
All right.